you that, and it won't be the last because it's going to be the biggest story coming up for everybody this week around not only Richmond, Central Virginia, but throughout the country. Nay, I say throughout the world. So happy 4th of July to each and every one of you. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Super Dave, I hope you had a nice weekend.
I had a great Friday night.
We went to go see 38 Special at Innsbruck After Dark.
Fantastic.
Great show.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'd never seen them before.
They sounded perfect.
Yeah, they sounded great. They played all their hits. So it was a good night.
Yeah.
The rest of my weekend pretty much sucked.
Okay, good.
Because I worked.
All right, good. Oh, well, then that's a good thing then. But the band sounded great.
Yeah. I had a great Friday night, a great crowd there. A lot of people.
A lot of people, but it was fun because the band sounded the same. Who do we talk to on Friday?
Don Barnes, lead singer.
Now I went and saw the Who.
Yeah, I've seen the Who
a couple years ago, and they're like in their 70s, 80s.
Okay, yeah.
And they sound almost like they should. I've also seen some bands come through where like, okay, you know what, you probably should not be performing as much as you have because the voice is there, the sound is there.
Well, there's some bands that have backing tracks, so they sound better than they actually are.
Okay, this one, legit.
Nothing. Yeah, they were
great.
Yep,
he was great. So we got to figure out which shows we want to see next. Like, I want to see Marshall Tucker. I want to see Brothers Osborne that's going to be out there. There's a couple big shows that we have to go see. I know I'm more of a country guy than you are.
Yeah, Blackberry Smoke is in September.
Yeah.
Good Southern rock band.
Okay, I'll you know what? 2 things I've learned in this program since you've come to work with us. Number 1, you're always right.
That's always a good rule to go by.
And number 2, when you tell me to shut up and talk, just shut up and talk and get to work. So it was great. We had a wonderful time out there. So thanks for hanging out with me and my wife out there at Innsbruck After Dark. I can't wait. We should try to get our hands on some tickets to give away for some of these shows. Into it.
That could happen
because you're a big live music guy.
I love live music. Yeah.
I'm more of a sitting a sports bar eating potato skins guy.
I love doing that too.
But maybe I should hang out with you more often at some of these shows. Right?
Well, let's don't get crazy.
Go ahead, say it.
Shut up and talk.
All right, let's get to Richmond's morning news read this morning here on News Radio WRVA. All right, big story of the day. You saw it over the weekend, and again, folks, maybe just me. I wake up in the middle of the night. I look at my phone. All right, is anything new going on between the U.S. and Iran? Because this keeps going and going and going and going and going.
VA budget.
We'll get to that in just a second. But let's start with our biggest story of the day. The General Assembly is coming back. Gary just reported it. Abigail Spanberger got the budget. They fought over it for the longest time, waited to the last minute, and then they gave it to her, and she goes, oh, hold on, I've got some more amendments. That's story number 1.
Number 1.
Virginia, we finally got a budget. Guess what paid the price when they chose to nudge it? They found a brand new piggy bank to raid. Now everybody's cheering for the deal they made. Portsmouth Lucas got the money she sought. Data center diva got the deal she bought. Amazon Don says it's all fine and grand, but nobody's sure where it's hitting the land.
Well, they're calling it back. So the General Assembly will get together once again. How much money, seriously, how much money are we wasting on the Democrats not just getting together to do this? They went weeks. I think it was like 5-6 weeks without even talking between the Senate and the House of Delegates. Then they get this budget. They finally get it done. They get it over the governor. She goes, oh, hold on, I got these. How about being a little bit more efficient? How about being a little bit better with our tax money? Oh, I'm sorry. That would be ridiculous to ask out of this General Assembly. Anyway, they'll get back together. By the way, the budget is due tomorrow. We'll see what happens at the General Assembly. Story number 2, like I said, I kept looking over the weekend to see what's going on between Iran and the United States as shots were fired. That's our second big story of the day.
Number 2.
It's confusing, the fog of war, because there's lots of different groups in Iran. The communication's unclear, but the president's made clear it's tit for tat. If they're going to impose violence and weaponry on the strait, that they're going to get hit back, and they're going to get hit back hard.
So over the weekend, the United States and Iran go back and forth. Iran has attacked drones that went after a ship. The U.S. retaliated, hitting her back. Then the Iranians fire missiles towards our bases in Bahrain and some other places. The U.S. goes back, hits them again. I'm going to talk to Brian Kilmeade about this coming up on the program. My big question is, are they really trying, or are they just kind of stringing us along? That's something to talk about this morning on Richmond's Morning News. All right, story number 3, USA 250, our semi-quincentennial, the Great American State Fair has begun in Washington, D.C. People are getting ready for fireworks. I know in front of my house, I've got as much red, white, and blue as I can find. That's our third big story of the morning.
We wanted freedom when I wrote this. We didn't let it go away.
We got our independence and it's still going on today.
We signed a declaration so we'd never forget what we got.
I whipped out my quill pen and gave it my John
All right.
Hancock.
There you go. USA 250 semi-quincentennial. Super Dave, can I make this kind of really cool? Can I share this really cool thing with the audience right now?
Do a flex.
All right, it's not a flex. It's actually a very humble thing today. So third story this morning, I'm going to make a little bit personal. So I'm going to share with you that my family has been invited to the White House for the 4th of July celebration marking America's 250th birthday. So we're honored to attend. Guest of my friend Daniel Cortez. You heard of the program last week. He's a decorated Vietnam, a veteran, wounded U.S. Marine, devoted his life serving veterans across Virginia throughout this country. That's how we got to know each other. So he was kind enough to include me on the list and went to the White House. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I also want to thank Brittany Baldwin, Thomas McIntosh, and Maggie Mulvaney, and the dedicated staff at the White House, the American 250 staff, for all their hard work making this historic celebration possible. I'm going to enjoy the day. I'm going to be able to take my wife, my son Rigney's flying home this evening, so he's going to be able to join us. But to be at the White House on the 4th of July, to be able to watch the fireworks, is something I never would have thought of. You know this. I've said it since day one. I could not think of a better place to be than right here, this part of the country, for the 4th of July and our semi-quincentennial, but to be invited to the White House to watch the fireworks from the South Lawn is something that I'll never forget. It is a lifetime memory, and I'm just humbled that the White House staff and the American 250 staff saw fit to invite myself, my family, and again, Daniel Cortez. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's going to be an amazing day. I'll take lots of pictures. I'll have lots of great stories to tell you before and after as we get ready for a semi-quincentennial. All right, let's move on to story number 4. The World Cup is up and running. Canada's made it to the field of 16.
Number 4.
All right, World Cup fever continues to go around. We see all these photos, and I was on in Philadelphia over Thursday and Friday doing a talk show on our sister station, WPHT. We talked about it a lot. That's a World Cup site. The Europeans and the people around the world coming in going crazy. But I do have people in America complaining about the World Cup, and I just got to shake my head. We're going to talk about that this morning here on News Radio WRVA. And finally, this is going to be a great story for you. How about this? Are you getting ready for your 4th of July cookout? Well, I have a gentleman that was trying to get ready for his 4th of July cookout, but he kind of crashed out as well.
Number 5.
Big pants. I think they're like made for stealing. You know, he has them blocked at the bottom so it doesn't go through. Came over here, looked around to see if anybody was looking, and he shoved it in his pants. He ended up going across the street to Publix. One of my employees was on break and saw all the rest of the stuff that he had.
Brisket,
wine, called the cops, and we got everything back. He ran off after we got the stuff back. By the time the cops got there, he was gone. But they have a good description. They have the video, and I'm sure he's on foot somewhere.
Wow. Guy goes into a store and starts shoving food down his pants because
brisket and wine down his pants.
Because I want butt brisket this morning, right?
That's got to be some very big pants to be holding the
Well,
brisket
they
and
said
a wine.
they were kind of tapered to the bottom so it doesn't fall out the bottom of your pants. He's shoving steaks, wine. He's Gouda cheese.
Well, there's no way I can shove a brisket and a bottle of wine down my pants.
It depends on if you have special shoplifting pants. But speaking of that, would you want to go over to his house after that brisket's been down his pants and enjoy? What kind of brisket is this? It's butt brisket.
I love brisket, but not that much.
All right. By the way, if you're getting ready to grill, I saw this story. There's a chef that claims you should never cook hamburgers on the grill because you lose too much of the fat, which gives it all the flavor. So, according to the chef, it's a Bloomberg article that said professional chef lists the food that you should never cook on the grill, and it begins with burgers. The argument is the fat drips down. On the outside, it doesn't get caramelized. You lose all the flavor. He also says filet mignon, they don't have enough fat for the grill. They dry out. Pizza, most grills don't cook evenly, so it's hard to get the right temperature across the pizza for those that want to do it in the an outdoor pizza oven or your big barbecue if you have like a big green egg. It says most types of fish tends to do better if you cook on low heat, and the really flaky one, the smoke hides the flavor. Pork chops, again, you lose all that delicious fat. And he says shish kebabs are okay, but not the way most people do them because vegetables cook faster than the meat. So don't put everything on the same skewer. Put meat on one and veggies on another. And that's his advice as you get ready to cook out for this 4th of July. There you go. If you want to comment, what is the best thing to grill? What is your go-to grill? Dave, what's your go-to entree to grill?
If I could have anything, it'd just be steak.
Steak? What kind? Does it matter?
Well, if somebody else is paying for it, it's porterhouse.
You know my dream is one day I have a fantasy. Should I share my fantasy on the radio with you today?
Go for it.
I want to grill a tomahawk ribeye.
I did. I have.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I tried to reverse sear it, but it didn't work out very well. But it's still it was overdone a little bit, but it's still delicious.
It's like $150 to get a good one.
Well, this was a long time ago, so it was a little cheaper then. It was 2.5 pounds, and it was $30-$40.
Like I see him at Costco, and I'm like, oh, do I have the nerve to cook something like that?
It takes some work.
Yeah, it takes some work. I don't know. I was at Costco this weekend. Crazy, everybody getting everything they're going to grill for next week for 4th of July. All right, today's program is brought to you in part by our friends at A+